enjoying that wonderful music. Welcome to the YWCA Union County's Centennial Gala. I am Deborah Enox Ross, and it is my honor and privilege to serve as one of your MCs tonight, along with my dear friend, Sandra Rice. First, let me thank you for joining us in this virtual gala. We know that we would love to be together and to celebrate 100 years of the YWCA, but that's not possible. But instead, we are bringing you an evening that's packed tonight with amazing speakers and honorees. And I am excited to start off this remarkable night celebrating 100 years of the YWCA Union County serving our community. You will hear about the YWCA's history and accomplishments in just a moment. But first, let's have some fun and talk about tonight's signature cocktail, the sidecar. The sidecar was a popular drink in the 1920s, just when the YWCA was getting started. It is potent, it is delicious, and of course, it's our signature color, orange. So I invite you to get your sidecar or your beverage of choice and sit back and enjoy the evening that we have planned for you. It is now my honor to introduce you to the woman that has been leading the YWCA Union County for the last 12 years, YWCA CEO, Janice Lillian.
Thank you, Deborah. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the YWCA Union County's Centennial Gala. Tonight, we celebrate a century of service, action, and impact. 100 years of making a difference in the lives of women, children, and families. When we stop and think about how the world has changed, we realize the significance of the past 100 years. In 1920, women had just earned the right to vote, but in fact, not all women had gained that. So many of the things we take for granted were not a part of a woman's life 100 years ago. From basics such as having a safe workplace with specified workers' rights, to having personal reproductive choice, to serving in the military, and even other items such as being allowed to run in a marathon that was denied to women. When we reflect on the last 100 years, we realize how much the world has changed. But the YWCA has been there to help shape and change the world, to make the world a better place for women and their families, following our mission that, while the exact wording has changed over the years, called for an end to racism and noted the importance of empowering women. YWCAs across the nation led the way in racial justice efforts, along with building what was referred to as a fellowship of women and girls. Activities in the 1920s and 30s ranged from advocating for workers' rights codes to providing recreational efforts for servicemen and women during the war, and providing a safe place for women, young and old, to learn, to gather socially, and sometimes to live, to spearheading racial justice initiatives, both locally and nationally, to taking the lead on issues that impact women, such as childcare, health and wellness, employment, and domestic violence. Across the United States, YWCAs address the common needs of women and families and took particular note of the needs of their own community, fulfilling the mission as it related to the community they serve. For our own YWCA, domestic violence and what was known then as the battered women's movement in 1978 inspired the creation of our shelter and has been the guidepost for our organization in the past 42 years, as we've grown to a comprehensive agency providing wraparound services to victims of domestic violence. From the first moment of a call to the police or to the hotline, to an independent and self-sufficient life. In that time, we know we have helped hundreds of thousands of women and their families achieve independence and empowerment, building strong lives free from abuse. We've done this through emergency shelter, community housing, support services such as counseling, case management, court advocacy, children's services, and more, meeting each person where he or she is and guiding them to achieving their individual goals. We've added mission-critical services over the years, such as workforce development, a family justice center, and the creation of our Union County Racial Justice Task Force that seeks to build knowledge and action addressing racial inequities. In my nearly 12 years at the YWCA, I can't tell you how many times I've had the privilege, and indeed it is a privilege, to meet someone who shares with me their story about how the YWCA has helped save their life or help them on the road to safety and wellness. You'll shortly hear from one of those women. But before she is introduced, let me tell you about the importance of the YWCA in today's world. In a world where women still earn less than men and women of color substantially less, our programs and our message to women through counseling, case management, workforce development, and more tell women that they are worth it, that their value is not based on their gender, their race, their ethnicity, or the language they speak, but their work is intrinsic to their very being. In a world where violence, gun culture, and racism still exist, our programs and our message to our families is one of empowerment, peace, and that everyone has the right to live with dignity and without fear, whether of an abusive partner, a neighborhood that seeks to exclude them, or of a white supremacist group. Through safety planning, education, community outreach, and more, we help families from the youngest child to the oldest adult feel valued and safe. And in a world and in a time where healthcare, immigration, housing, childcare, employment, racial justice, and civil rights, and other issues critical to the lives of women, children, and families are being questioned, the YWCA stands front and center, providing not only critical services and issue education, but advocacy to help build a world that will ultimately advance our mission, the elimination of racism, empowerment of women, and a world filled with peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. We can't do this alone, but we're proud to spearhead a movement that advances our critical mission, and we invite you to join us in that movement. Together as a community, we can do this. With your help, friends, supporters, and believers in our vision. Tonight we celebrate our centennial. For 100 years, the YWCA has been there for those who needed us, changing lives through service, action, and impact. And with your support, we will be there, continuing to change lives for the better for the next century. Thank you, and I invite you to continue to join us.
Good evening. I'm Sandra Rice, and I'm honored to serve as your co-MC tonight. It's exciting to join you and help lead you through this fantastic celebration. The YWCA of Union County has been serving survivors of domestic violence since 1978. The work they do through all of the programs they operate literally saves lives and helps survivors build new ones with their children. Every victim becomes a survivor, whether a victim comes to shelter, needs counseling, needs workforce development, or like the woman we're about to hear from who used the PALS program for her children and survived. Being in a dark place where there is nowhere to turn and no support is a nightmare. The YWCA of Union County provides strength, guidance, and is a beacon of light for so many women, children, and families. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Sarah, who had the courage to share her story of survival with us tonight.
I'm honored today to share my story and experiences with the YWCA PALS program. My journey began in 2009 when I filed for divorce from my then husband. This is when the verbal and mental abuse began, but as I look back on my marriage, there were other signs of abuse that I chose to ignore. You see, I was married to a law enforcement officer who was an expert in mind control, intimidation, and manipulation. For the first 2 years, my children and I lived in the town that he was an officer in. I was subjected to false police reports, harassment, constant surveillance of my home, forgery, and control tactics to show that he held the power. Sometimes when he crossed certain lines, I filed police reports on behalf of myself and my children. However, these were his coworkers and were not taken seriously. The internal affairs investigations never resulted in disciplinary actions against him. He also knew most of the judges in family court, so he held all the cards. I knew the situation was too toxic to remain. My children and I moved back to Union County so that we could be closer to family and our support system. Through the years, I learned that no contact was the best way to keep the peace. Unfortunately, since I wasn't engaging or enabling his abusive behavior, he then turned it towards our children. Normally, I was not allowed to speak to them while they were with him, so they were isolated, and they were terrified. During visitation, I knew they were not safe, and I also knew there was nothing I could do to keep them safe. It was the most helpless I ever felt in my life. A few years ago, there was an incident where the abuse escalated towards my son. We went to the police department to file a report, and Child Protective Services was notified by the officer. During the investigation, our wonderful caseworker told us about the YWCA PALS program and encouraged us to give it a try. We spent an entire year at the YWCA PALS program, and we flourished. The counselors were simply amazing. They provided us a safe space to share our feelings, and they provided us with coping mechanisms and tools to help diffuse a hostile situation. Our confidence grew, and we became a little less fearful, and we began to reclaim some of our power. My children started to become more vocal, and their anxieties lessened. While they still had issues with their dad during visitation, there were less tears, and they were able to process the negativity a little easier. Fast forward to 2019, and another incident happened, this time with my daughter. My first instinct was to call the YWCA PALS program to see if we could come back for counseling. Of course, they welcomed us back with open arms. That is who they are. They addressed the complexities of our situation and gave us support to process and heal. The positive changes in my children are remarkable, and I know we had achieved success when I see them using the techniques they learned in the program in everyday life. That is when I smile to myself and know that we will be okay. Sadly, our counseling has come to an end for a second time, but we leave with the knowledge that we are worthy, we are special, and we deserve kindness. Sometimes we forget that. PALS gave us our wings to fly, and we eagerly look forward to this next chapter in our life with a new outlook, new skill set, and new expectations on what our future will look like. Sometimes it's hard to dig deep and face our own demons, but the rewards are so worth it. I know my children and I are survivors, but with the help of the YWCA, we can truly say that we are becoming thrivers. There will always be bumps in the road along the way, but how we handle them is what helps define our paths. Thank you for listening to my story.
I hope you are as inspired as I am by Sarah's story and by her courage. The programs of the YWCA helped her and her children survive, and as she said, become thrivers. We know that Sarah's story may bring up past experiences for some. If you feel the need to talk to someone tonight or anytime, you can call our hotline at 908-355-4357. Someone is there now if needed. We know it is important to ensure that the YWCA services, such as the 24-hour domestic violence hotline, residential programs, community support services, Family Justice Center, community and professional education, and PALS are offered to everyone that needs them. We are so pleased to be joined by Assemblywoman Linda Carter, who will be conducting our service auction and will explain how it works. We hope that you will be generous in your support for these important programs. Assemblywoman Carter.
Thank you so much for that introduction. And you're absolutely right. That story hit hard and hit to so many individuals, and it really hit deep. That's why I'm so glad that I'm here with everyone today and have the opportunity to try to help the YWCA get the funding they need to continue a lot of these programs that they are offering. That's what it's all about. They've been here 100 years, and they've been doing some amazing work in our community. I'm going to tell you something. We got 100 years, service, action, impact. Think about it. Think about 101 years ago. We didn't have the rights that we had. 100 years ago, we just got the right to vote, and not everybody could. And since the YWCA has been developed in the communities, they continued over the last 100 years since their establishment to make sure that women have everything that they need to be empowered and to move forward. But we can't do that. Nope, we cannot do that without your help. So that's why I'm getting the part really started right about now. Okay, so here we go. I get to do the auctioneering. And what's going to happen with this auctioneering is you're going to have a couple of things going on. We have two types of auction. We have the service auction and we have a silent auction. I can already tell you once we get it, the silent auction, we have a purple purse. And we already show a bid of $125 for that purple purse. And I know you all can do better. But let me give you the instructions on what's going to happen. See, I even have my handy dandy phone right here. So look at your screen. You're going to go to your messages on your phone. You're going to text you will text YWCA to 71760. So up in the 2, put 71760. Down in your message, put YWCA. Click in the link in the reply message. You're going to send it off. You're going to get that reply. Click the link in the reply message, enter your name, your phone number, email address to register to bid. Wow, look at that. Amazing what happens. Now you'll notice you have purse and painting. If you want it, that's the silent auction pieces. So you can go right on to click on the purse and painting to bid on those items. And you know how those silent auctions work. Got to be able to keep making sure you check back every once in a while. If you bid on it, see somebody else outbid you. Don't let anybody outbid you. We know you can handle this. Let's keep those pricings going up and make sure that you're the one that takes either that purse or that painting home. Click on donate to participate in the service auction. Click on my bid, my bill to submit payment and enter your credit card when you are done bidding and donating. Now listen, the service auction is a little bit different. You're going to be paying for services that the YWCA offering to these women who need our help. And I'm sure that you'll be able to come up with some type of service that you can help us with and to keep those services going for the next 100 years. So this year, we're just going to start with the base. If you have any questions during the bidding, you can send a note for help in Q&A. If you don't have a smartphone, ask for instructions in the Q&A. See, we're getting covered everywhere. If you set up the bidding process from the email you received earlier this week, you do not have to do it again during the event. So I think we pretty much have covered all of our bases. What do you guys think? Now, if you have a question, go ahead, put it in that Q&A, and we're going to make sure we get you all of the answers you need. So as we move towards the next steps on what our items should be, let's just talk about it a little bit. Got a lot of stuff going on. For $2,500, and I know there are a few people out there, that want to be able to do this and help. That $2,500 will definitely bring a change. It's a 1 year of workforce development services for one client. It's the STEP. 1 year of workforce development services for one client, $2,500 for 1 year. That's nothing. There's financial abuse is almost always a part of domestic violence. It keeps the victim dependent on her abuser. Financial abuse includes denying access to money, and the abuser may even purposely destroy the victim's credit score. Try renting an apartment with bad credit. Try getting a credit card with bad credit. You're paying a lot of money in interest. STEP help victims gain skills, find work, learn budgeting, and even help them learn how to take charge of their credit score, how to start feeling empowered about the money that they have and what they can do with it. We've got to put that back in their hands. So I know we can get a few folks that are going to sit up there and say, yes, we want to be a part of that. Can we get that? Are you guys bidding? All right, well, not bidding on this. Are you donating? That's what we need. We need your $2,500 donation. At $2,500, you don't see that in your right now? How about $1,000? Can you find it in your heart? Can you find a way to donate $1,000? $1,000 gets 6 months for a family in supportive housing. Housing already is very difficult. And then to be able to find housing and feel safe, sometimes it takes longer, a few months, for a victim with children to become self-sufficient. They need to learn skills. Some of them even may need to go to school. Some even have to learn English because their English language is not that proficient. Supporting housing provides a place to live and supportive services for up to 2 years or more if needed. I'm going to tell you something. I know, listen, $1,000 may seem to be hard, and I know we are in hard times right now, but I need you to think about that story. Think about what happened. We need to be able to help these individuals and give them that power and that need that they need to, they can survive and thrive and move on past their past experiences. So we went over $2,500. We've gotten $1,000. Let's talk about what $750 donation will get us. A 1 month of creative art therapy for a child and pals. You know, the child, their creative mind, and for the things that they're going to be going through, the changes and all that they have to make, we need to make sure that we're helping them to be able to move their mind into positive energy and be able to really bring it out on them. So children are often the silent victims of domestic violence. They don't say anything, or they take it out in other ways. Let's be able to maybe have them express themselves and be creative. But they do experience trauma seeing DV in their homes. When they're seeing domestic violence in their homes, they see it, but they may be silent. And we know the effects that it can have later on. So let's do this. We need you guys to come on. Let's go. Because I'm the money person. I want to see us get that money for these services for these ladies. $750, art therapy. If left unaddressed, they are more likely, our kids, to become either abusers or victims as adults because they don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to get it out of them. PALS helps children deal with their emotions and trauma through the arts. They can express through the arts what they cannot say. And a lot of times you see how they clam up. I'm a teacher and I know how kids, even not being an abusive, but when they feel as if they're less than, or they don't think that they don't know, they clam up and they go very quiet. Think about in a domestic violence household, things like that can also happen to them. We want them to be able to express themselves and get their words out. So we've gone through 2,500. Come on, 1,750. If those don't suit you right now, listen, how about a $500 donation? I know you can do this. I know you can come through with $500. $500 is 1 week in shelter for a woman and child. Emergency shelter provides immediate safety for victims and their children who have nowhere else to go. Our homeless populations in the United States is high. We do not need individuals on our streets. We want them to be able to get out of that type of relationship, a violent relationship, and feel and go somewhere safe. Did you know that domestic violence accounts for half of homelessness among women and children? Think about that. So making that $500 donation, you're doing your part to help those individuals get to safety. The most dangerous time for a victim is when she leaves. Think about that. The most dangerous time for a victim is when she leaves. Think about what they're thinking about. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do? Shelter gives her a place to go and often her first good night's sleep. Because if she has to go in something like that, she hasn't slept for a while. So we need to make sure that we're keeping that going. Okay. All right now, our goal is 15. Look at that, we're getting to our goal. We are getting our goal. We've raised $7,100 so far. Listen, look at that screen. Look at who we are scrolling through. I think that that is amazing and truly, truly, truly awesome. I'm getting excited. Truly, truly excited here. I have to make sure that my computer is going to stay working for you guys. You know, when you get that little sign that it's about to go off, I don't think that we need to have that happen here. I've got to make sure that I am well connected. There we go. All right, I'm back in action. Listen, oh my goodness, that bar, do you see that? Our bar is raised. Our goal is 15,000. We are over halfway there. I know we can get there by the night is out. Let's talk about one more thing. You couldn't do those above? 500, 750, 1,000, or 2,500? Can you give me $400? $400, 1 week of art classes for children in the shelter. 1 week of art. Again, that just goes to make sure that we can get those creative mind and those creative juices going. I know we can do this. We are relying on you. Please, please, we need your help. 1 week of art classes for children in the shelter. The YWCA will provides art classes in the emergency shelter for both adults and children. Think about sometimes when you go to relax, you've had that stressful day, domestic violence, that is truly stressful. Giving them something that they can relax a little bit, get their thoughts, together and actually be creative and get what they want to say out. This provides a healing diversion for those who have entered shelter and provides a bonding experience for moms and children and among the women in the shelter because they're scared. So I know we can get a few more people to make that $400 donation. Listen, but I know we have a lot of bills, we have a lot of things going on, but the difference that you will make. Think about this. You can't do that, $325. I know we have a few folks out there that can do $325. That's computer courses for 2 skills training and empowerment program clients, for their STEP clients. Learning to update skills is critical to entering today's workforce. And we all know that. We are a technology-driven world now. We have to be able to compete with everybody else. Victims may have few, if any, computer skills. The YWCA partners with Union County College to offer computer courses for our STEP clients. They learn Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and will have a new or better skill to offer. I want you, somebody that can come in and help you, you know what, and have those computer skills. It is just something that we have to have. And it's just in our daily lives. They need those skills to feel empowered. Everything is online nowadays. We have so much going on. They've got to be able to do that. That's just $325. Make a donation, and that's for 2 courses, 2 skill training courses. I know we can do this. I know we can. I'm going to tell you, I want that thermometer to keep going up. Up, 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 up. How about $250? $250 donation gets a court advocate consultation. A lot of times, what happens when you don't know what to do? What happens when you are so frustrated? You don't know where to go, how to help, or who can help you. A court advocate consultation. The legal system is a critical resource for victims to seek safety, but it can also be scary and confusing to navigate and terrifying to face their abusers in court. The court advocate consultation, the court advocates, they're going to help you and get you through this, give you the things that you need and resources so that you can stand tall. Our court advocates help victims be fully prepared and understand the system. Court advocates will also accompany victims into court to support them emotionally. It's only $250. Can you find it? Come on, I know we can squeeze that $250 out. Listen, and I always say, if I'm gonna go big or I'm gonna go home. So even if you made that $2,500 donation, can you find another $150 maybe? Just to complement what's going on? Maybe if you made the $1,000, maybe go, wait, I can also do that $150. So listen, we need it all. They need their help. And I'm sure that you want to be right there to help them. We also have, okay, I know things are going, but let's talk about, you can't do the $150, how about $100? $100. $100 is individual counseling services. I'm going to tell you something. That's for a survivor. Counseling is often the first time someone believes a victim and what she has gone through. Think about that. To have somebody that's the first time that they're believing you, like you're going to make this up. Domestic violence torture is not just individuals, but the entire family. Counseling helps the victim understand all the types of abuse she has experienced, not just physical abuse. Her financial abuse, her psychological abuse, her emotional abuse, her sexual abuse. Come on, sometimes that's the only thing that we know, so we don't realize that we're being abused. We need for them to realize what the abuse is so that they can get through it and push on. Counselors are also provide safety planning to help clients stay safe. Give them the tools, and I always say there's not too many tools in my toolbox, but the tools I have in there, I'm going to make sure I use. And it's just not to be a handy person, but it's the tools that I put in my toolbox to empower myself and to be able to get through. I'm going to tell you, $100. Oh my gosh, we have $11,825 raised so far. I know we can do this. I'm only here a short time. Please look at our superstars that have their donation. It is going through. Please, please, please give. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can do better though. I want to get to I need that green, that thermometer to keep going up. But let me tell you something. If you were bidding on that purse or you're bidding on that painting, the purse is up to $400. That purse is up to $400. The painting is up to $450. Come on, guys. I know we can do this. We have 11,000. Look at this purse. Oh, wait a minute now. That purse. Now, can't you see yourself walking around the street and saying exactly why you have that purple purse on you? It's absolutely fabulous. And it's worth, think about what that will help the YWCA do. Think about it and the significance of that purple purse. This year's purse, a compact leather crossbody, is sophisticated and versatile. The crossbody design is equal parts beauty and efficiency. Look at that rich purple. Oh my goodness. Its simple modern lines make it both elevated and adaptable, as appropriate for afternoon errands as evening events. You can put it on there and just be able to go. Meanwhile, its delicate strap offers a variety of ways to style the piece into a range of personal and professional looks. Also, let me just tell you guys, this purple purse has been a part of this program for several years now. This is the last purple purse from the Allstate Foundation as the program is ending. We want to thank Allstate Foundation for the years of being able to provide this for us. But their Purple Purse Foundation, their Purple Purse program is ending, and this is the last purse. So I know you want it. Come on. Now I know I just boosted that price right on up. Come on, come on. I know you can do this and get that. So you're not paying for the service on, you're actually bidding on this purple purse. Come on, we can do this. We can. What do you guys think? Got a little bit more in you? I want you to think about this evening. I want you to think about the 100 years of what the YWCA has been doing, what they've been doing, how they have grown, and how they've empowered so many women who have been affected by domestic violence and our children. Being able to give them the tools, and that purple purse will be one more thing, and you can wear it around you proud to be able to go out and know exactly who you're helping. All right, let's look at this Proudville Mill painting. Look at this painting. Serene, beautiful. Look at the waters. That I'm sure that's, you can look at that and say, that's probably around the corner from my neighborhood. I know exactly where that is. Proudville Mill is a watercolor painting by the artist Bruce Tangowski. This painting is created from a photo taken by the artist. The mill is located in New Hope, Pennsylvania, along the Delaware River, which goes back to the late 1700s. The painting is 12 by 16 and arches 140-pound fine watercolor paper. It is matted and framed by the artist. The 16 by 20 frame is made from recycled wood from old barns, which lends the picture a rustic quality. That picture is absolutely stunning. Look at the colors, and I'm sure you want that in your home. And every time you look at that painting, you know that you have contributed to help women of domestic violence get on their feet, feel empowered, and get back into the society and live a life that they deserve to live. We can do this. I know we can. I haven't gotten any more texts yet to tell me what we're up to on the bidding, but I want you all to keep bidding. Now, again, we have so many, and a thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, we are up to $15,825. I know that's so far what we've raised. We can do better. Because, you know, everybody that knows me, I like to exceed what I'm doing. And I know that you guys are going to help us. Let's see how quickly we can get to $20,000. Yes, I'm going to put it out there. You got to put it in the universe. Remember how to do the donations. Listen, I say I'm going for 20,000. I want us to be able to, can we reach that? Can we reach our 20,000 goal and exceed the expectations of the YWCA? Because they do so much. Selfishly, all of those that are part of the YWCA board, all of those individuals who are part of the workforce to help these women, I'm going to tell you something. We can help them help others. And that's by you reaching into your pocket and making service donations or making sure you bid on the purse or the painting. Now, the painting and the purse, those silent auction bids are going to close shortly. So we want you to get your bid in. Those, I believe, you know what? We're going to be able to make really nice donations on those. Come on. I know we can do this. I know we can. Please find it in your heart. Find it. And I know we're all facing with hard times. COVID-19 has not been nice to anyone, but we can be still finding in our heart to be able to go and donate and help, because domestic violence, everybody's been home. That number has increased during the COVID-19 time, but we should be able to go and make sure that we can boost it up. Now our purse, last bid was $500 and our painting is still at the $450. Let's get those. Silent auction will close at $750. So you still got a little time to mull it over if you want to go, but the purse is gorgeous. That painting is so serene. Look at it. You can sit there, sit in your living room, put your feet up with your cup of coffee, especially we're getting ready to go into those winter months, and look at the water just flow. Listen, you guys have been great. We really do appreciate you all, but I know we can do better. I know we can hit that $20,000 mark. Please help my goal to help the Y, and let's get to that 20,000, please. You guys have been awesome. Thank you.
Linda, Honorable Assemblywoman Linda Carter, you are amazing. Thank you so much to everybody for participating. I think I have an echo. Is there an echo? There you go. Yeah, thank you to everyone who gave. I cannot believe we're gonna go over. This is wonderful. So keep giving. It's wonderful. The women we are honoring tonight are outstanding, and they were chosen based on the YWCA Union County's 3 advocacy areas: health and safety, economic and education empowerment, and racial justice and civil rights. The YWCA improves the health and safety of women and girls through domestic violence programs and by advocating for legislation that strengthens domestic violence protections. The YWCA supports economic empowerment and education advancement for women and girls through their workforce development program and advocating for pay equity and other economic issues. The YWCA supports racial justice and civil rights through their Racial Justice Task Force and programming. They also advocate for equal protection and opportunities for people of color. The YWCA of Union County is amazing. They have done an incredible work in helping the community for 100 years. That's why we're here tonight, to celebrate all the great works they're doing and what they're going to do in the future. And to kick off our honorary program tonight, I'd like to welcome YWCA board member, Margot Baruch. Margot? We're having just a little bit of technical difficulty, so please bear with us. Again, going back to Linda, that silent auction is still going on, and we're still hoping that you will continue to dig deep and give your extra. It's going to help someone. I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to share a quick story. I knew someone who came from an abusive home and didn't want to leave her home, leave her mom in the hands of the abuser. So she didn't want to go to the college that she got accepted to, which was Northwestern. They lived in New Orleans, and Susan actually worked in our department for like 2 summers. The second summer she came home, she was very, very nervous, and she was always fidgety. But what happened was they found her mom in the garbage can, murdered by her dad. So her mom had for years didn't have a place to go. And whenever I think about the Y and YWCA and all the things that they're doing, I just think about Susan and her mom, that she tried for a number of years to get some help. So thank you to all of you who are giving, counseling, shelter, development programs. It's going to help women tremendously. So I just wanted to say that, and now I think we're back up. Thanks, everyone.
Good evening. My name is Margot Baruch, and I serve on the YWCA Board of Directors. I'm with you tonight to support the YWCA in celebrating 100 years of service, action, and impact. These words have significant meaning in these times, and there's no one more deserving who reflects their meaning than our first honoree, Dr. Margaret Etiebet from Merck for Mothers. Dr. Etiebet has 2 decades of experience improving healthcare outcomes for vulnerable populations and transforming healthcare delivery at the front lines. She is the lead and executive director of Merck for Mothers, Merck's $500 million global health initiative to help create a world where no woman has to die giving life. Since 2011, Merck for Mothers maternal health programs and partnerships have resulted in healthy pregnancies and safe deliveries for over 11 million women in 48 countries. Building on her experiences as a physician, researcher, implementer, funder, and advocate across the public, private, and global development sectors, Dr. Etiebet brings a diverse set of perspectives to this work. Under her leadership, Merck for Mothers is catalyzing partnerships that leverage private sector capabilities to strengthen health systems, deliver respectful, high-quality care for women, and improve maternal health outcomes. Dr. Etiebet holds an MD and MBA from Yale University. She is a member of the Center for Global Development Board of Directors and the UCSF Institute Health Sciences Global Health Group Advisory Board. She also serves as the private sector representative on the Partnership for Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Board and Investors Group of the World Bank's Global Financing Facility. Dr. Etiebet is a tireless advocate for women's health and has extensive experience working to improve the lives of those most vulnerable. Without further ado, my esteemed colleague and the first honoree, Dr. Margaret Etiebet.
Thank you. I am honored to receive this award, and I accept it on behalf of the team at Merck for Mothers, as well as colleagues across our company who are dedicated to helping create a world where no woman has to die giving life. Our collective action at Merck for Mothers began nearly 10 years ago, working to end preventable maternal deaths around the globe, as well as in this great state of New Jersey. To date, our efforts have reached more than 11 million people to have healthier pregnancies and safer, more respectful and dignified childbirths. We thank you for this timely recognition, which we take as a call to action to continue to promote the highest quality of care for all before, during, and after childbirth. Thank you.
I have the privilege of introducing Dr. Margaret McMenamin. The YWCA is honoring her in the category of education and economic empowerment. Dr. McMenamin is the president of Union County College, the oldest of New Jersey's 18 community colleges. Since becoming the first female president of the college in July 2010, Dr. McMenamin began an aggressive agenda centering on improving student success outcomes. She revitalized student services and strengthened advising. She partnered with faculty to improve teaching and learning and engaged the entire campus community in renewing their commitment to student success. And you will hear her say that all the time. During her tenure at the college, it has more than quintupled its graduation rate. While the overall graduation rate began to increase, Dr. McMenamin noticed that the graduation rate for African American males remained stagnant. In response to this disparity, the Project Achievement Initiative was born. Project Achievement combines dynamic advising with a programming component to not only help students with selecting classes, but to create a community geared towards ensuring the success of African American male students. In November 2019, the college was named one of the top 150 community colleges in the U.S. by the Aspen Institute College Excellence Program. Under Dr. McMenamin's leadership, the college was chosen based on its strong and improving student outcomes in learning, completion rates, employment rates and earnings, and equity. And it is my honor to present our honoree, Dr. Margaret McMenamin.
Thank you for that kind introduction. As the president of Union County College, I am honored to accept this award on behalf of the college and the wonderful work that we do transforming our community one student at a time. This is a special honor for me because the mission of our college is consistent with and compatible with the wonderful mission of the YWCA, the way you help domestic violence victims and help families in Union County and beyond helps to transform our community as well. This is an honor for me, it's an honor for Union County College, and I'd also like to offer my congratulations to my fellow honorees for the work that they do helping our community be a better place for everyone. So thank you to the YWCA. Congratulations on your 100th anniversary, and let's keep working together to make Union County a better place for everyone.
Okay, now look at this. We're at 16,175 totally raised. I know I'm making this last pitch to everybody to please find it in your heart to make another donation. I know that we have service donations, $2,500, $1,000, $750, $500, $250, $400, $325, $150, $100. We have all levels. But if you cannot make that $100 donation, feel free to make a donation that you feel that you would like to make. We'll take $1, $5. But if you can find it in your heart to come up and do additional donations, we would greatly appreciate it. It is so needed. As you can see from the honorees, the great work that they do in the communities to help the YWCA, for all the YWCA and all the services that they offer. Now, we hit that 15,000 pretty quickly. So I know if we hit it that quickly, we can get in these last couple of minutes to get it up there to that 20,000. Let's make that goal, new goal, 20,000. Let's make it happen. Please reach into your pocket. Reach to help these women. get back on their feet, to get those services that are well needed, to get them trained, to be able to get them financially stable and thinking in the right mind. Let's think about this. Something devastating happening. We have some superstars out there, and we thank each and every one of you. We thank the sponsors. We thank our superstars, but I'm going to thank each and every one of you be out there. Now listen, shortly, you know what? We have the purse and everything. Listen, that purple purse is the last one. We won't see that next year. Thank you, Allstate Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me tell you, the purse, we have a $600. Painting, $550. Bruce Tangowski, he did a great job with that painting and framed it, utilizing those resources, and made that donation here, right here to the YWCA. I know we can get that up. I know we can. Find it in your heart. Listen, I know we've all experienced something. We've all experienced something or know someone who has experienced the unfortunate and setbacks. In domestic violence, that's a setback. We've got to be able to reach out and get those individuals back on track so that they can be out in our society and feel safe, which they all are entitled to and deserve, to get those skills needed so that they can stand on their own, to understand the power that they have, empowering those women, please, and empowering our youth and empowering the children. Listen, I'm going to tell you that. I want to tell you this. We have a pledge of $1,000 on an email, and I'm going to pull up that information 1 second. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is amazing to me what we can do, what we need to do. Listen, we're $17,525. Can someone out there help me reach this $20,000 goal for the YWCA, for their 100th anniversary gala? We got some partying to do, and we want to party when we hit that $20,000. I know you can do this. I know my time is coming short, and we're going to be able to make sure that we are here and be able to do everything that we can. Please help us, help us. Infinium pledged $1,000 on email. Thank you, Infinium. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to tell you something. All of our superstars, everyone that has gone out and made, Lynn, Nancy, I'm going to tell you, Mary, Celia, thank you. Thank you. I know it's scrolling. We thank you all. But if you can find it in your heart to do just a little bit more, all right now. So I believe that the purse and the painting have closed, and the purse has closed the painting is held open at this time, but the purse has been closed, and the purse has been closed. Can I announce what it is, or should I have you guys wait a few more minutes? I want to see if I can get to my 20. We're at 18,000. Come on, $2,000 more. 2,000. Can we find somebody or combination? Everybody, if you gave just a little bit more. I know. I try to, when I go to my jobs, they put it on me to go around and ask. Well, I was on the freeholder board. Oh my goodness. We'd have something come along. I just ask. And that's all I can do. I can ask you to please find it in your heart to help. Please find it in your heart. The painting is still open, and right now it's at $650. I know we can do more. I know we can get that. And all. Right now, the purse closed. All right, now the purse closed at $600. The winning bidder is number 1020. Winning bidder, let's give them a round of applause. Woo-hoo! All right, so now that was the purse. Purse winning bidder is number 1020. Way to go. And our painting bidder is 1006. 1006. Another round of applause. Yay! Ooh, ooh, ooh. We did it. We did it. But wait a minute. I'm not to my 20,000 yet. I need to get to my 20,000 to really celebrate. Come on. I know we can do this. I know we can. Everybody, please find it. Find it in your heart to please delve in. The women and the children, they deserve it. We want to make sure that also we're in 100 years of the YWCA doing all of these services. They can't do it alone, and they won't be able to do it alone. We've been hit with hard times. I understand that. I know that, but I am asking everyone to please find it in your heart to do just a little bit more. And let's get up to that $20,000 goal. All right, so as you can see, that thermometer, we're almost there. We're at 18,925. Can we please find it in your heart? Find it in your heart. We're at 19,025. I know you can do this. I know we can. Only a couple more minutes left. Let's get this going, and then we really all can start partying. But you can continue to give. Please continue to give, continue to help and support the YWCA of Union County. They are awesome. They are out there helping selfishly. They give of their time. Selfishly, they continue to make sure that, you know what, domestic violence, we eradicate that we make it go away. We need to make sure, but we need to give the services to these individuals to empower these women to take their lives back. And I know that's a lot, but women, we stand strong and we stand tall and we stand with each and every one of you. And again, Richard, Mary, Colleen, Celia, Jennifer, thank you. We're at $19,525. Before they take me off your screen, can somebody help me reach that 20,000 goal before they cut me off? Can somebody please help me help the Y? You are doing services for these Y. An advocate, a court-appointed advocate for these individuals, training for them, housing for them, getting them the financial skills that they need, the work skills that they need. We can do this. I know that we can. The original goal was 15,000. We have it at 20,000. We are almost there. We can do this. All right, now it's time for me to go on. Thank you, everybody. And I'm sure before we close out this night, we can hit the 20,000. Have a great one. And thank you for all that you do. It is truly a pleasure to be here with you all. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Take care, everybody. We're at 19,825.
Good evening. Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, because I can't see myself on the camera. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for all your donations. I'm ecstatic and I'm so excited that we've exceeded our goal. It's just amazing. We were initially disappointed because we weren't able to have an in-person gala, but I'm so impressed that this virtual gala has been just as amazing. And you guys, the donations and the what you're giving is such a pleasure, and we appreciate it. So as president of the YWCA of Union County of Director, vice president of the YMCA Union County Board of Directors, I'm so pleased here to announce our final honoree, Catherine Weiss. We are honoring Catherine under the YWCA advocacy area of racial justice and civil rights. Catherine Weiss is the chair of Lowenstein Center for Public Interest and partner at the Lowenstein Stanlers law firm. She holds both a law degree and a master's degree in political science from Yale. She both directs and participates in the firm's pro bono practice, which she dedicates more than 20,000 hours each year to impact litigations, individual representation, and transactional work on behalf of major nonprofit organizations. The center's commitment to ensuring equal justice in the areas of immigration, domestic violence, racial justice, and other areas aligns with the mission of the YWCA Union County, and we are pleased to have them as a partner in this work. Before entering state government, Catherine was the Deputy Director of the Democracy Program at the Brennan Center for Justice at NYU School of Law, where she worked primarily on voting rights for more than a dozen years. Previously, she worked in the national office of the ACLU, serving as director of the ACLU Reproductive Freedom Project from 1997 to 2002, and as its litigation director for preceding 5 years. It is my pleasure to present Catherine Weiss to you this evening as one of our distinguished honorees.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There I am. I can see myself now. Thank you so much for this great honor. I really appreciate it. I am very personally and professionally dedicated to the mission of the YWCA of Union County. And I'm just going to tell you a little story to explain why. So last night, I was interviewing 2 pro bono clients of the firm. They are young immigrants from El Salvador. They're a brother and sister. They escaped that country and are trying to become lawful residents of the United States, and we're representing them in that effort. And they are looking for a kind of immigration relief that depends on proof of family violence or neglect. And so I found myself last night, as I have often found myself in my career, talking to young people about family violence. And this is what they told me. The brother was 7 and the sister was 5 when their father was murdered by one of the local gangs. But they remember him well. He was an addict. He was addicted to both alcohol and drugs. And when he was drunk or high, which was most of the time, he beat both his children and his wife. They both reported separately, I interviewed them separately, they both reported that he used a belt, a switch from a tree, cut from a branch of a tree, or the whip he used on his horse, depending on his mood. Both of these young people have scars from these beatings. And when I was talking to the young man, I asked him whether he was beat more than the others. And he said he thought his mother took the worst of it, but that he was definitely beat more than his sister because he tried to defend his mother. He would tell his father to stop. He would tell his father he was going to call the police. He would stand in front of his mother, and that's when his father would go after him. And he, the father that is, would only stop when his son was crying so hard that the father thought the son couldn't take it anymore. And with great pain, the son told me that what he did failed. It never helped. It only made it worse. Now remember, he was 7, this person, this boy. when his father died. And so we're talking about a young man, now 20, who still feels intense guilt about not having been able at age 5 and 6 and 7 to stop his father from beating his mother up. I learned from these clients what I have so often learned from my pro bono clients, which is resilience, the power of resilience, the ability to get back up over and over again and do incredible things despite enormously high odds. And I wanted to say we should be giving to the YWCA tonight because in El Salvador, their mother had no place to go. She had no place to go. That's why people don't leave. It's because they don't have a place to go or because it's too dangerous to leave. And she had no place to go. And so until her husband was killed, they just lived with a very extraordinarily high level of violence. And we don't want people to have to do that here or anywhere. So I hope you'll give generously to the Y tonight. Happy 100th birthday, YWCA of Union County. And thank you so much for this great honor. I really appreciate it. And I thank you on behalf of Lowenstein Sandler and my great colleagues in the Lowenstein Center for the Public Interest. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that, Catherine. I appreciate it. I want to thank all of you who attended tonight's program celebrating 100 years of service, action, and impact. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful MCs, Deborah Enix Ross and Sandra Rice, as well as Assemblywoman Carter for that lively auction. I know it's hard to say things directly into a camera and keep it lively, so thank you very much. I especially would like to thank our survivor, Sarah, for sharing her difficult yet inspiring story. I want to thank all of our sponsors listed here, as well as our Centennial Planning Committee. I want to give a special shout out to our amazing honorees. We are so glad to have celebrated with you tonight. Thank you so much, and I'll leave it to the MCs.
I just want to add my thanks and appreciation for inviting me to be a part of this 100-year celebration, and so grateful to all of you for the enthusiasm and support of the YWCA. This is a moment to be reflecting and celebrating, and tomorrow the work continues. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your sidecar.
Thank you, absolutely. Thank you. It's been such a great program. It's been so much fun. Huge congratulations to all the honorees. You are fabulous. We love you and continue your great work. On behalf of the board and the Gala Committee, it's been an honor to celebrate the Y for everything that they've been doing, their amazing support and their programming throughout 100 years. So now, following the conclusion of tonight's program, we will hold our VIP reception with the fabulous Rachel Louise Snyder. And for those who are attending, please take your time to log out of this program and log back in using the other link you were sent. Again, thank you so much for celebrating, and congratulations to the Y. 100 years, and to the next.